Hi, this is Steph Milashevsky from the Athlete Shine radio podcast interview, and we are with cornerback from Lock Haven University, Tyrai Anderson. Just thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm going to first get into this. This is kind of like a bio / interview, what I'm doing here. When would you say when you fell in love with football? When would you say that was?
I would have to say it started back in Harrisburg when I was playing for the Harrisburg Packers, and my mom signed me up for football. And at first it was my first year, so I really didn't want to play. So after that, I quit, and my cousin, he brought me back home. He made me put on all my equipment, and he pretty much just tackled me hard to the ground. And then after that, I got hit, and that was the hardest I've ever been hit. So after that, I felt like it was a sport that I wanted to be a part of, and I felt like nobody else could hurt me the way my cousin hurt me in that house that day. So it's just been something I love from there on out.
And growing up, who did you try to model your game after?
It's crazy. It's a guy that's still playing in the NFL today, but I really like Charles Woodson's game. So that's somebody that I kind of looked up to, and kind of model myself, like as you said, to this day. And just a great guy to look up to, future Hall of Famer.
And he's certainly still leading, and he's leading in interceptions this year as well.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school, what would you say? Were you recruited as much?
I went to Bishop McDevitt. A lot of guys know about Bishop McDevitt. It's the same school that LaShawn McCoy went to, and guys like Ricky Waters or Kai Nelson. And I feel like I was just a little bit overshadowed because I was around a lot of talented guys, and not to downplay myself, but it just was hard to get everybody on the field and to contribute because we had so many great and talented players. We were 14th in the country, number 1 in the state. So I had some offers. I had a lot of teams looking at me, some smaller Division I schools, but I felt like Lock Haven was a great place for me to actually get on the field and just contribute, and coming into high school, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go someplace where I knew I could contribute to the team and make an impact early. So, I went with a smaller school, one of the best Division II conferences in the country.
And since you were not recruited as much due to coming into your first year, what did you want to prove to everyone?
I just want to show everybody who may have not gotten to see me play as much, that most of my friends that went Division I, that I was just as talented or not talented than those guys, So that was my whole thing coming in, just showing everybody that I could play, and I deserved to be out there. And I was even though I was comfortable where I was, I just wanted to prove to those guys. And I actually, a lot of my friends who played Division I actually got a chance to play against because a lot of those guys that came down to compete in the PSAC, so it was a great experience.
And coming in your first year, describe the moment the first time you were out on the field in a college uniform.
I redshirted in my first year. It's kind of hard to cope with, but after that year went around, I got a little stronger, I got a little smarter, a little faster, and they threw me in the fire. I was a starter from day one. Started every game since then, and it was just different. The game was a little bit faster, guys were a little bit bigger, and it was just, I had guys 2-3 years older than me looking up to me on the field to go out there and make plays. So, that just kind of carried with me throughout my career here at Lock Haven.
And I've asked you before what did you do in the off season? You said you worked out with Dave Brixius and Tim Lohner. What did they show you during this off season?
Working with Dave, I kind of worked with him the majority of the summer, but we worked on a lot of change of direction. We talked about next level and how I was going to prepare myself to play through my senior season, and how would I come out my senior season ready to train. And, you know, one of the big things that we pressed on was just change the direction, you know. So every day we went out there, we worked in the sand pit, we worked on the hills, and everything was just focused on me getting out my break and being able to change direction faster than the other man, you know. So that was good. And Jim Launer, he works at Spooky Nooks. He was actually a trainer with the Atlanta Falcons for quite a while, and you know, he has a little different way of going about things. But with Jim, we worked on a lot of technique things, getting stronger. I would lift over at Spooky Nooks a little bit, and we also worked on flexibility. I got a chance to work with a lot of great guys over there too, guys like Adam Brenneman, the tight end from Penn State, and also the running back Andre Robinson. So we got a lot of time to work out with each other.
Oh, and since you've been working out with the Division I players, how would you assess how you played versus them?
Actually, my sophomore year, I got a chance to play against some Division I guys. We went down and played Fordham down in New York, and you know, I was impressed with myself. You know, as a sophomore on the field playing with these guys, it was definitely a great experience, and that was the first time I realized that I belong up there with those guys. And then, like I said, I played with a lot of talented guys, and I worked out with a lot of talented guys, and I just feel like the only thing that's really different is the stage, you know. I know a lot of guys who I size up well with, a lot of great receivers, you know, that I run well with, and I've proven that, you know. I played against a lot of those guys on the field, so. You know, it's just a different stage, a different arena, but it's the same game.
And do you look up to guys like Malcolm Butler?
I actually do, man. I really respect his game. You know, what he did in the Super Bowl game, it really just puts smaller school guys on the pedestal, you know, just showing that, you know, smaller school guys are actually able to go out there and make the same plays as some of these other guys from big name schools are, you know. And another guy that I look up to, Brent Grimes, he's a PSAT guy, too, who played down in Shippensburg. And like I said, Jim Launer, that's one of his good friends. And I get a lot of comparisons by Jim, and he compares me to Brent a lot. You know, and that's just inspiring to me to want to go out there and just mimic his game and play like him. So, you know, it's always good.
And now talking about the team this year, how would you so far assess the season?
Are you individually or just
individually and team-wise?
You know, the season didn't actually go. It's not over, but it didn't really go how we planned on it. We had a lot of close games, and we had high goals set for us. We let a couple games slip. We played East Stroudsburg, and they had one of the number one offenses in the PSAT. We lost to those guys by 3. They had one of the top division. He is the top Division II wide receiver in the country, Trevor Hartman. And you know, I feel like not Trevor Hartman, John Snars, and I feel like I really did good against him. You know, I had 5 targets that game for 1 completion, and we held him way below his average, 9 catches for 79 yards. So, just individually wise, man, I'm a little upset, man. I had to end my season a little early with a fractured arm, but the trainers, they thought it was best for me to just sit out and rest it up and get ready for some of these AllStar games that I'm looking forward to, man. But it's definitely something that I'm still trying to cope with right now.
And since your season's over, how would you kind of look back at your time at Lockhaven?
Man, it was a great experience. You know, I learned a lot. I was able to play a lot on the field, so I have a lot of game experience out there. And it's just unfortunate that I had to end it the way I had ended. I was definitely on pace to accomplish all my goals that I had set for myself this season. You know, but things happen, and I really don't think it's going to halt any of my plans that I have after college. You know, it's just more motivation to myself to actually go out there and do the things that I know that I have to do in order to keep playing football.
And overall, Who would you compare to yourself right now in the NFL? Who would you compare yourself to?
I'm gonna have to go back to Brent Grimes. You know, I really think that me and him, we have similar games. He has great feet. I look at myself and I pride myself on my feet first. You know, and you go back out there, he has great ball skills. I think that I have very great ball skills. When the ball's in the air, I'm able to go make a play on it. And you know, just the fact that he also came from the same conference as I did, another PSAC guy. So you know, just looking at it like that, I really I look up to Brent.
Are you planning on going into any AllStar games this year?
Yeah, I'm really tossing up right now. I'm waiting on an offer from the FCS Bowl down in Florida, and I've been invited to the Dream Bowl down in Virginia in January. You know, but I'm just trying to be careful, making sure I don't re-aggravate my arm or anything down there. And I definitely want to be in the best shape that I can be in. So, you know, I definitely plan on playing in the games as long as I'm healthy and able to compete and at my highest level to impress scouts.
What would you say your major goal is, like NFL-wise or just professional football?
My major goal is definitely NFL, and it's always been the NFL. And my plan was always to shoot high and let everything play out, you know. So I'm always going to shoot for the NFL, and I'm always going to try my best to accomplish what I've always wanted to accomplish, and that's to play in the National Football League.
And what would you say to the naysayers that say, he can't play in the NFL. He's from Lock Haven, and he just can't. What would you say to them?
You know, all the guys, man, they just don't see the work that I put in, you know, behind closed doors. I'm a humble guy, you know, and I talk to people, I heard from people that know the game, people that know what it takes to play in the NFL, people who actually play in the NFL, you know. So I know that I got the skills that it takes to play in there. And that's once you figure that out, man, it's just your time to just focus on you and block those people out, you know. But my words to them is just watch me. You know, just sit back and watch me, man.
One more question, and it's a little off the football type question here. But what would you say your go-to music before a football game?
I actually like to mix it up, man. I like to listen to a little bit of Lil Wayne, old school Lil Wayne, and you know, depending on my mood, man, I might listen to some Little Boosie, man. But I just like to mix it up, man.
They all say Lil Boozy, it seems like. Okay. I want to thank you again for coming on. I'm sorry about that injury, but hey, keep working hard, and hopefully you will just shine.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. And I definitely look forward to it, and I'm pretty sure you'll hear about me even after this year. So thank you for having me on.